Imagine stepping up to the counter of a busy cafe. The server looks your way and asks, "What can I get for you?" You know exactly what you need, so you reply, "I want a coffee." A sudden chill drops over the interaction. The server's warm smile vanishes, replaced by a quick flash of surprise and mild offense. Let's freeze the moment right here. If we check the grammar of that sentence, subject, verb, object, it is 100% flawless. The meaning is perfectly clear. So why does this interaction feel so incredibly uncomfortable? Real English follows social expectations that grammar rules don't account for. Perfectly constructed sentence can still fail if it doesn't match the setting or the relationship between the people speaking. You can follow every rule in the textbook, but without an ear for natural phrasing, you end up structurally correct and entirely socially awkward. Let's look at our first case file. Two friends bump into each other on the street. One says, "Hey, how are you?" And the other responds with a classic, "I'm fine, thank you. And you?" Looking at this diagram, you can see the friction. On the left side, that textbook phrase lands like rigid, awkward blocks in a relaxed setting. Because it sounds like a memorized script, it creates an unnecessary barrier between friends. Choosing a more flexible answer, like, "I'm good, how about you?" removes that formal barrier. The conversation shifts from a rehearsed performance into a genuine exchange. Now, let's head back to our opening cafe mystery. The customer clearly said, "I want a coffee." Can you guess the exact point of friction in that phrase? The phrase "I want" describes a personal, internal desire. In a service environment, stating your desires outright lands on the listener as a demand. The social expectation in a cafe is that you will make a request. A simple adjustment fixes this. Say, "Could I get a coffee, please?" Swapping the direct statement for request language smooths over the power dynamic. In everyday casual and service interactions, sounding natural requires leaving direct statements of desire behind and prioritizing polite requests. Let's escalate to a professional environment with case 3. A colleague leans over your desk and says, "The meeting starts at 8:15. You didn't hear them, so you reply with a flat, tired, "What?" Looking at this audio wave comparison, we see the problem. "What" is an incredibly brief, single syllable. Delivered with a flat tone, it creates a sharp acoustic spike that hits your colleague like an impatient jab. But lengthening the phrase to, "Sorry, could you say that again?" stretches out the audio footprint. It softens the impact entirely, leaving the relationship intact. Case 4 happens in a similar office setting. Your colleague promises, "I'll send the updated file before lunch." You reply, "Please repeat." "Please repeat" is grammatically fine, but socially it functions as a classroom command or an automated test prompt. It instantly throws off the equal footing of a colleague-to-colleague relationship. Turning that instruction into a question, "Could you repeat that?" immediately restores the collaborative dynamic between the two of you. In professional environments, keeping relationships cooperative means softening your language and turning basic commands into simple questions. Finally, we reach our highest stakes interaction, direct disagreement. In case 5, someone says, "I think the train leaves at 9. You know the schedule, so you reply, "You are wrong." This diagram shows exactly how a blunt contradiction lands. A thick, impenetrable wall drops down between the speakers. It makes the other person feel attacked, and it immediately closes off any further communication. Using a softer alternative, like, "I'm not sure that's right," dissolves the wall. Softeners keep the dialogue open and allow the ideas to merge cooperatively. Softening a disagreement doesn't mean you lack confidence. It is a strategic tool that lets you correct someone while keeping the door wide open for a shared conversation. Natural English relies on adopting common expressions, framing commands as questions, and adjusting your directness to match the situation you are in. Let's test this in real time. You are at work and you didn't hear what your colleague just said. Take a look at this quiz card. Do you say A, "What?" B, "Please repeat," or C, "Sorry, could you say that again?" If you chose C, you pass the test. It checks every box for being clear, perfectly polite, and thoroughly calibrated for the social environment. Correct English is not always the English people choose in the real world. To speak naturally, you have to look beyond the grammar and learn the specific social contexts where these phrases live. Grammar ensures your sentence is understood by the brain,
but natural phrasing ensures your sentence fits the moment and the human. For more examples and daily speaking practice, check out the full podcast.